whoever's on the top, see if they can hold it, arm at the bottom, and then switch it over. And...
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Double check. Okay, so what we've got is a crazy monstrosity here. It's this. FrankenKwad. We've got two quads strapped together, upside down. We're gonna fly this. 2 people.
All right, it's on.
So, I want to take a picture of this too.
Okay.
But before we break it. Yes. All right, so that was so much fun. The way it worked is one of us would be flying, and then we'd go 1, 2, 3, change. And as soon as we said change, we'd disarm, and the other person would arm and take over. And we'd kind of go back and forth until we, until we crashed, because we never really actually landed properly. It was a crash every single flight. So we, a couple of things we figured out with all of this. One is the quads are the quad is super heavy. You know, there's 2 quads, 2 GoPros, 2 batteries, and it really overworks those motors, and you got to keep the throttle up around 70-80%. And so the voltage sag was just crazy. It was really hard to actually keep them in the air because of the voltage sag and the weight. Number 2, it really messed with our heads. You know, when you're on the bottom, your FPV cam essentially points straight down at the ground because of the camera angle. And so if you're upside down and the other person's flying, when it's your turn, you can tell which way is up, but you forget where up should be. It just, your brain just gets all confused, and I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but it was just really messed with our minds. And the other thing that we realized is, as soon as one person disarms, the other person has to arm immediately, because when no motors are armed, it means there's no prop spinning, and so the quad ends up going into this great big tumble. And on the last flight we did, that's what happened. One of us disarmed, and I didn't arm right away, and the quad just tumbled and hit the ground. I just couldn't recover. So it was so fun. It was so trippy. It messed with our heads so much. Really, everybody needs to try it. And if you are, there's a couple of things you should keep in mind. 1, make sure your quad is set up to arm at any angle. So when you're upside down, you can actually arm your quad. 2, be safe about it. Don't take off anywhere near where you're sitting, because you know, directions left and right are backwards, and up and down are backwards, and you know, it's easy to go in a direction that you hadn't intended. Don't fly above your heads. Try to keep your weight down as much as possible. So we put 2 GoPros on the quad, so 1 on each quad. If I were going to do it again, I'd probably only do 1 GoPro, just because that extra little bit of weight shaving off would probably make a huge difference. Anyway, we had a blast, and I hope you guys try it too. Take it easy.
My brain could not process it. Just it made my whole body go weird.
God,
like,
that's great.
because I'm sitting there. First of all, everything.
Look at this! Oh, hang on, we gotta get a picture of that. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. How it landed. So, okay, so this is how we landed after the 2-in-1 fly. And all the boards are beeping their butts off, but it just stuck itself into the ground. That was hilarious, man.
Oh, I had a prop go crazy on me. Okay, let's turn everything off here.
This side you gotta take off so I can see it.
That was so freaking weird, man.
Hilarious.